Turn from there to the neighborhood, where violence against Hindu minorities continued in Bangladesh. Durga Puja pandals, temples vandalized last week over an alleged incident of blasphemy. Since then, there have been communal clashes. At least 5 people have been dead. Now, reports that many Hindu homes have been torched in the last 24 hours. Here's more.
All are being vandalized by the community. You see, this is the statue of our ISKCON founder. You see how
damaged idols,
and
broken photo frames, ravaged temple premises. These visuals reveal the true extent of destruction suffered by the ISKCON temple in Noakhali in an attack by Islamist extremists last week. This temple is just one of the many shrines and Durga Puja pandals targeted across Bangladesh.
They looted everything, and not only the ISKCON temple. There are all the temples.
Eyewitnesses in Noakhali recount the horrific events that took place on Friday when a mob of 500 stormed into the temple.
আমরা অবস্থান করছি আন্তর্জাতিক কৃষ্ণ ভবনের সঙ্গে ইসকন নোয়াখালীতে। এখানে একদল সন্ত্রাসী বাহিনী এসে আমাদের পুরো মন্দির, রথ, মন্দিরের গাড়ি, প্রভুপাদের বিগ্রহ থেকে শুরু করে 2 জন ভক্তকে মেরে ফেলেছে।
Devotees were systematically attacked and killed. The body of a devotee, Partha Das, was fished out of a pond a day later. Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has condemned the incident and promised action.
মাঝে মাঝে কিছু দুষ্ট চক্র কিছু ঘটনা ঘটিয়ে মানুষের ভিতরে এই চেতনাটাকে নষ্ট করতে চায়। এটা অত্যন্ত দুর্ভাগ্যজনক। কিছুদিন আগে কুমিল্লায় যে ঘটনা ঘটেছে, ইতিমধ্যে এটা তদন্ত হচ্ছে, খুব ব্যাপকভাবেই তদন্ত হচ্ছে, অনেক তথ্য আমরা পাচ্ছি, এবং অবশ্যই এই ধরনের ঘটনা যারা ঘটাবে তাদেরকে আমরা খুঁজে বের করবই।
ISKCON authorities have written to Prime Minister Narendra Modi and even the United Nations to ensure peace.
प्रधानमंत्री के रेसिडेंस में मैं रात में फ़ोन किया था। हम लोग बहुत ही चिंतित थे। प्रधानमंत्री के जो सेक्रेटरी उनसे बात किया, बताया और प्रधानमंत्री से रिक्वेस्ट करने के लिए बोला कि वो बांग्लादेश के प्रधानमंत्री से बात करें, और हम लोग ने यूनाइटेड नेशन में भी चिट्ठी भेजा है सेक्रेटरी जनरल को।
While the Bangladesh government has assured peace, the attacks have not stopped. New reports from Dhaka say arsonists torched 29 Hindu homes in Rangpur district. The Bangladesh government has increased security in the region. Bureau Report, India Today.
So what's the way forward? What will the Bangladesh government do to ensure the protection of Hindu minority groups in particular? Shamsher Chaudhary, former Foreign Secretary of Bangladesh, joins me from Dhaka. Appreciate your joining us, sir. You must understand the anger and the sentiments in this country over what has happened in the last week. Who do you hold responsible, and how do you restore confidence among Hindu minority groups there, Mr. Chaudhary?
Well, thank you, Sardeep. Before answering your question, let me say, give me the opportunity to express my total indignance, anger, and condemnation of what has been happening in Bangladesh, centering around the Durga Puja. We have grown up with friends from minority communities all our life. In 1971, the War of Liberation, in which I took active action and I was wounded, we have fought shoulder to shoulder. And we fought shoulder to shoulder with all communities because we wanted we fought for an inclusive and peaceful, harmonious and communal harmony, and non-communal Bangladesh. And that had been a part of our culture. It had been in our DNA all along. Unfortunately, we are seeing this kind of acts instigated by a vicious few. And that is something that, as a citizen of this country, I just cannot accept.
No, sorry to intervene there. Is it just a few, a small handful of extremist groups, or are they being mainstream What has changed in these 50 years? You said people fought shoulder to shoulder 50 years ago when your country was liberated. Today, why is this communal divide widening? Is there a mainstreaming of these extremist groups, of these Islamic extremist groups, radical groups?
I think what has happened recently, it is still under investigation, but I do not think this is just what the Americans call a lone wolf kind of an operation. I think there is a bigger game behind it, and people cannot do this without organization. If you saw how it started when somebody suddenly discovered a Quran in one of the Hindu puja mandaps, foot of Ganesh, and this went viral immediately. So it was it was instigated in a very well-planned and choreographed manner, because such things going into the social media, you don't need loudspeakers these days to draw a crowd. Social media is more than good enough. And that led to a kind of frenzy, which is deplorable, which is most unacceptable. And but if you ask, coming to your question, how do we now, resurrect confidence among all segments of the population, especially the minority community, who today feel scared, they're nervous. The civil society in Bangladesh has been very, very vocal in the strongest words of condemnation. They have gathered. Tomorrow, the ruling party, Awami League, is organizing some kind of a peace march. But these are to me, frankly, piecemeal actions. What needs to be done is to get rid of this toxicity in our politics in Bangladesh, where religion has been used by every single major political party for their narrow political gains. It has been a difference in form or in magnitude, but there has been not a very veiled effort at trying to appease the hardline Muslim groups. And, with so many connections outside, these people are very easy to get hold of.
No, that's precisely it. Are you saying that these hardline Muslim groups, with the support of political parties, whether possibly there are accusations that the Jamaat BNP involved in this, are you saying that therefore this is a deliberate attempt to create this kind of instability in Bangladesh, and the toxic use of religion has allowed it to happen?
I was just going to say I would not like to join the blame game, one political party against the other. I think every single political party has a responsibility to stop the politics of appeasement of communal forces for political gains. This is, I think, very fundamental to the whole body politic of Bangladesh. We have a constitution where you have secularism. At the same time, you have Islam as a state religion. I think that's contradictory. And this is symptomatic of the politics of appeasement.
I think you put it very well, and I think there's a lesson not just for Bangladesh but for South Asia. The toxic use of religion by political parties can easily come to boomerang on societies. It's happening today in Bangladesh. It could happen somewhere else tomorrow. And that's what we have to fear in this country, across the region. Hindu minorities need to be protected. We need peace marches of the kind that Mr. Chaudhary is speaking about, and we need the government to act against those who have created these conspiracies that divide communities. I thank you very much, Mr. Chaudhary. I wish we had more time.
I'd just like to add here one
thing.
I think the responsibility to protect minorities runs all across the region. I mean, if you heard our Prime Minister when she spoke on this, she said that, and I'm quoting here, she said that countering this kind of toxic religion is not our responsibility only. Neighboring countries like India should also remain vigilant.
No, of course
there is a message in there. It's a much bigger message in there.
Of course we should, but each country, Bangladesh needs to do its bit. We need to do ours. South Asia cannot become this combustible land. We've seen what's happened in Kashmir, where non-Muslim migrant labor have been targeted. We are seeing what's happening in Bangladesh. Religion is toxic when it enters politics. Something for all of you there to remember at home.